Yo, what's up, y'all? I let a few more of y'all join up, but I'm back. I told you I wasn't joking. I said I'm going to keep doing film from every game. I see what I think I see what the NFL was doing to me yesterday when they were striking me. So hopefully this one works. If they bring this one down, then I'll do it pre-recorded and I'll send it out there. But I'll just do a voiceover on it and throw it out. But other than that, we gonna get started in a second, man. Shout out to all y'all that's in here. Sadiqa Charles, what's up? Cowboy Politics, you've been going hard on Twitter, man. I appreciate it. Who else in here? Daniel Candelaria, how you, man? Wayne's World. I'm blind right now too, so excuse me if I'm fucking your names up, but I doubt it. Dax on, what's up, man? You was first up in here too. I seen Jamal Wilson try to beat you to it, but you know what I mean. He just a little too slow, man. A little too slow. Um, I'll start. I'll let y'all, I'll let y'all join up real quick. Everybody who jumping on the page real quick. But I'll start by sort of rehashing what happened yesterday, right? Or what's been happening. Obviously I've been away for some time, right? Probably like 6, 7 months, almost a year, matter of fact. Well, no, since the off season. So since December, I haven't really been making content. Had a lot to do. Even last year, it was hard for me to make content. I was running around, I was doing fights, and the whole year was promoting. So really, you guys haven't seen consistent content out of me for almost 2 years now. And the reason being is I do a lot of things. Have and I had things I needed to do. So it is what it is. I ain't mad at it, but because of it, I've missed a lot, man. So getting back into it, as I said before, I'm not gonna go back into the exchange with AOC because it's gonna look like I really got a serious beef with him. I really don't. Like I'm gonna talk my shit though. I don't like what he did. I will say that. He unfollowed me, blocked me. That's not what I'm talking about. But I don't like what he did when it came to Mazi Smith. But he's not the only one. So let me just be clear. My attack on Cowboys wasn't because he's the sole culprit, because I said yesterday, Mark Holmes actually made a video about it, about him needing to leave. Um, my man Chris from the Cowboys beat made a video about it. A couple of my guys from the roundtable probably even came at him. Brian Broadus just came to me on Twitter and said, "Hey man, I've been critical of Mozzie too." And I'm like, listen, this isn't me trying to hurt everybody's feelings because you don't like Mozzie. You can hate Mozzie's guts. I really don't care about that part. You could say, hey, I don't even like him as a player. I like upfield guys, or I like a Jalen Carter, or I like a whatever. I don't care about that. That's preference. You can do what you want. I told you, and this is to everyone that was addressing that. My only issue is when you create things that don't need to be created. Like, because if a player is trash, he definitely don't need no help from none of us to get up out of here. Now he might need a little push. Maybe the front office need a little push to gain the awareness on what to do with all that. But as far as just straight up, they need us to recognize it. It's seen on film. I don't think anybody needs the uptick when it comes to that. So as a result of that, like I said, a lot of people think that I'm upset because you said something slick about Mazi. I'm not Mazi's lawyer. But I was curious too, because I said, hey, maybe I'm missing something. I've been missing in action a while. I didn't watch a lot of football. So I said, let me watch the entire season. And he was actually one of the players I was curious about, because I was curious as to what happened his first year versus his second. So that was the first thing I watched when I started watching football again this year. I just didn't post anything. So to speed you up a little bit, as a result, when I saw AOC say, "Hey," and I respected AOC's opinion. This is what I told him. This is so. I was like, "Damn, I watch you sometime." So I said, I heard him say, "Hey, Jay Toya was handling double teams better, much better than Mozzie." And then a lot of things that he said about Mozzie, it was like, hasn't seen him handle double teams very long. So I was really seriously like, damn, maybe I'm off my game because somebody I respect is saying these things. Let me go look again. Maybe I didn't look at it right. Maybe I had some confirmation bias when I looked at it the first time. So it made me do it again. And that's when we had our little riff, because I said, hey, nah, I didn't like what happened. But we're not gonna make this about him, right? We're gonna make this about Mozzie. And to be honest, I'm gonna go through, and I chose every top rushing attack first. So uh, even though the Ravens had the number one rushing attack, the Eagles were the Super Bowl champs. So the first game you're gonna see is them versus the Eagles, Mozzie versus the Eagles. Then you're gonna see the Ravens next, probably. Then after that, I'm gonna do Washington because they were the number 3 rushing attack. So Every team that was in the top 10 in rushing that we played, I'm going to show what Mazi did in those games first, and then we're going to go through the rest of them. But I don't know if I'm going to go through 18 games, but you guys can choose which ones you think I guess the top 10 are, and then I think the case should be solved though after the top 3 rushing attacks that we faced. You should pretty much know whether or not the kid is playing okay, good, great, average, or trash. From that, you should know. All right. But make sure you guys hitting the like button. Make sure you're sharing, subscribing, doing your thing, man. And I know I don't ever announce these Jones, so let me do the same. Let me share this real quick. If you hear any rustling in the background, that's my dogs doing their thing. They just, they do their thing. But hold on, let me share this real quick with Twitter, and we gonna go from there. Boom. All right, throwing this on Twitter, and then we out. All right, all right, I'm back over here. Got it. All right, everybody that's in here, anybody I ain't speak to, I'll get you on the back end. So let's get it popping. Anybody that's trying to send me super chats, you can't. They demonetized my channel while I was away. I didn't even know they did that until last night. They told somebody told me I don't have a super chat button. So I will put the Cash App in the description for you guys. But outside of that, you know what I mean. It is what it is. I ain't worried about it. Let me see. I'm blind, so let me see where I can put this at. Brand, no. Banners, no. Where do I fucking change my name? I don't know where to change my name. I'll put it in the comments or something. I don't know. I'm trying to change it till I can put it up. Oh, I put it on a ticker. Let's see. Yep, here we go. Show ticker. Boom. There we go. All right, that's my Cash App. If you do want to send a super chat, you got to send it via Cash App. You can't send it to me because I don't have super chat anymore. You said, where my glasses? They upstairs, bro. I don't feel like going to go get them. I don't need them to see film. I just need them to read. You know what I mean? But then I can even read what you're saying right now, to be honest, without squinting. It's just squinting is a habit and the words are a little fuzzy. You know what I mean? But manufacturer of BS, see, I read that. King Reezy wrote that. A lot of people are keep dropping the knowledge. Okay. Hold on. See, I can't reach it on me. A manufacturer of BS is what a lot of people are. That's what he said. Keep dropping the knowledge, Okoye. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's a fact. So there's a lot of ways to create content, and if you don't know what your niche is, or if you do know what your niche is and you just decide that is this, then cool, but integrity is important. So I said that yesterday. We're gonna stick to that. But because I'm not sitting up here all night like I did last night, I was up here for 3 hours last night. I'm not doing that again. So we're gonna get right into it in a second. So without further ado, you're gonna see Mazi Smith versus the Eagles. And then this is what we're gonna do. You guys can either do it in the chat, you could just decide from the film. I already know how the film look. I just cut it all up. What we did, just so you guys understand what you're looking at, I did 10 plays. Well, there's 10 plays that he made directly, a direct impact on. There's another 13 that he affected, and there's 33 total snaps that he played in that game, okay, in the Eagles game. So out of 33 snaps, he affected 10 of them directly, meaning like you can see clearly on film exactly how he made a play or made a play for someone else, right, directly. And then there's other plays where he may have assisted someone else, right? He may have done something that freed up other people, or kept a guy that kept Hurts in the pocket so that Hurts would run into opposition or throw the ball away, whatever. He done those things. All right, so those are things that I'm not really given too much credit for, but you can count them off. Y'all count off how many plays he made, and then you say, okay, his impact on a game of, let's say, 60 total offensive snaps. He played 33 of them. How many of those snaps did he affect? If he affects 10, like I say, that's 33% of the snap. That's 1 out of 3 plays that he's in on. He has a direct effect on. If that's not productivity or effective or good, I don't know what is, but you guys tell me. All right. Y'all tell me. And I'm chilling right now. I'm tired, man. So y'all ain't gonna get all screaming out. I don't feel like it. But I got you. All right, let's go. All right, let me get over here to the screen. Where is it actually? Where is that? Where is that? Where is that? It's somewhere in this month. I don't know where this screen is. Where is it? I'm sharing the screen, but I can't find the actual video. I don't know why I can't find this. Hold on. Got too much stuff open. Hold on a second. Close that. There we go. All right, now we in here. So now I can press play, and you guys should be able to see this. Let me make sure y'all can see it. Yep, y'all can see it. Boom. All right, cool. Now we in here. Bet that. All right, so this is him versus the Eagles. First game, their first game. This isn't both games. This is just the first game that they played against each other. You'll see right off the bat, Mazi Smith is going to be in, in the A gap. Obviously, ain't lying nowhere else. But off the bat, you can see clearly he frees up Demo for this play right here. So Mazi's taking on the double team there, which is his job. This is a positive play for Mazi. Demo cuts under this block because Mazi holds it long enough, and Demo's smart enough to shoot that gap, which he does. Negative play. Gave Mazi credit for the assist because he kept Demo clean. So that's one play that I'm talking about right there. Hold on. Let me make sure you guys can see this clearly the way I want. Yep. Cool. All right. This particular play, Mozzie's just keeping Demo clean. You can see 77 to 51 kind of pushed him out of there. And Saquon cut off of that. But Demo was clean on that play. Mozzie didn't do anything good or bad. He just didn't do shit, right? Here as well, there's a stunt that's happening here, right? Now, on this stunt at the bottom of the screen, Osa is supposed to be contained guy, right? Well, Osa gets pushed inside, boom, right there, and gives up a hell of a lot of yards on the outside. Now, Mozzie didn't do anything in regards to collapsing the pocket much. He wasn't, I think he was doing contain work there. But the thing I want you to focus on is, one, I'm counting off the plays, and two, you can see where the yardage is coming from on the ground for the Eagles. It's coming from the edges and the quarterback. Now, this time, Hurts tries to get out of there, right? You saw how hard it is to contain him on the other side with Osa, right? Well, Mozzie contains here because had he, let me go back again just so you can see, had he not flashed in this gap or showed color in his gap right here, Hurts would have been gone. There's nobody behind him. Let me do that again. Nobody behind him. Boom. So he's going to cut back inside, and now he's going to cut back into the help, and he's going to get himself. I think he got sacked on this one. So Mozzie got another assist there, right? So these are plays, direct plays that he's assisting on, right? He hasn't got a tackle yet, but he's gotten 2 assists on tackles. Here, boom, nothing's happening here at all, but they ran again. Where are they running? To the outside. And I want you guys to pay attention to that, where the yardage is coming from. He's not giving up any yards between the tackles at all. They haven't given up many at all. And this was a game where the Eagles killing us anyway. The Eagles losing contain again. That's Oso on the ground there. Boom. He's going to be a big gain for Hurts due to that. But what I pointed out is, do you see where Mozzie is right there? One of the monikers on him is that he's lazy, right? Lazy defensive tackles don't chase the ball all the way up the field. All right, here's another play that he affected. This is another assist. So this is 3 assists now, right? No yards given up in the middle of the field. He blew that. He would have blew that up had Hurts decided to hand that ball off to Saquon. Saquon was his assignment. That was an assist. Here, he doesn't need the assist. So he got 3 assists, no tackles, right? Boom. Here's a tackle there for Mozzie behind the line of scrimmage. So a tackle for loss, 3 assists, no negative plays. And these are all the plays that he's on the field. The other plays are going away from him. So, yeah, he's on the field. Yes, they're giving up yards, but they're to the edges. Ain't got nothing to do with him. Right, here we go. Mozzie blew this one up as well. This is more of what Eberflus wants him to do, right? So this is the style he wants him to play. He wants him getting up field and penetrating, right? 2 to 3 yards behind the ball. Right now, he plays the jet first, and this is why this was an A+ play for me, because he plays the jet first and still tackles the ball behind the line of scrimmage, right, or at the line. So this is a no gain or 1 yard gain. So that's 2 tackles, 3 assists. So out of how many plays so far? I think we had 9 right now, but he has 2 tackles and 3 assists. So 5 out of 9 plays he's already affected. Here, you can see he's outside contained, and so is Parsons. Parsons is a spy. He's contained because they were trying to blitz versus front side. He just did his job there. It wasn't nothing special, but it did force an incompletion. But I don't give that to Mozzie. I just say he did his job. Boom. All right, here we go. This is, again, they're running away from him, but I want you to see he is hustling to the ball from the backside. He's pursuing on the back end and still getting to the ball before guys that are already over there. He wants to hit and he's trying to hit. Here he finds the ball, tackles the ball. So that's 3 tackles, 3 assists right there. Total yardage given up while running at Mazi or running in the middle of the field so far is, I think, 6 yards in the middle of the field. The rest of the yards are coming outside, right? Here we go. Another outside run. Saquon can't cut this upfield, can't put his foot in the ground on that one cut type of read because both Demo and Mazi are in there. So it forces him to stretch this outside. Again, no yards. They're running outside because there's success outside and there's 0 inside. Here, we ain't mad at Parsons, are we? But most people would be mad at Mazi if this was him or D-Law or any of those guys. The edges suck and have sucked with the Cowboys for some time. And you can see how where all of the yards and how easy it is to run on the Cowboys on the edge. Is he lazy though? Because he's up the field again. That's your one tech. Let me show that again. Just watch Mazi on this play. He doesn't do anything because the ball's not going his way. Parsons doesn't set an edge, though there is no edge. It's very easy to get up the field. But he is chasing the ball, him and Osa. How's Osa the first man to the ball all the way down the field? See what I'm saying? Both of those guys were hustling. Mazi hustles too. Here we go. Violent here. He keeps the linebackers free, but he doesn't do too much. You see him right there. 69 is blocking him right in the middle of the field. Mazi didn't do too much on that play, but just kept his guys clean. But he got pushed out of there a little bit. I would say if you want to call that a negative play, you can. So yes, 3 assists, 3 tackles, 1 negative play. Here, he's just flashing in his gap. I just consider this just doing your job. Not bad, not good, just in your gap. That's it. You had to do much. But I'm wondering, this is what I wrote. I wonder why they don't run up the middle, man. And I just talked about the fact that if the edges are solid in Cowboy Nation, there would be nothing for the Eagles to do in this game because they couldn't run up the middle. And as you can see, if they couldn't run on the outside in the middle, it would have been nothing for them to do with that ball. But they were getting to the edge quite easily against the Cowboys because Kellen Moore is their their offensive coordinator, and he knew exactly what the Cowboys were weak against, which is attacking those edges. They keep running away from Mazi, though, so that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. No one runs away from your weak point of your defense. If he's weak, why do they keep running away from him? Here, they pulled that read, all right, the read option. And they didn't hand the ball to Saquon. Why? Because Mazi and Demo were on that. Let me show you again. Mazi and Demo are right here in the middle of the field. They all on top of that. Boom. You're not. Oh no, that's what Mazi and Osa. You're not going nowhere. But then you see Clark on the outside. He's going to get knocked out of there. Boom. I mean, I understand, but he was our last line of defense. He's supposed to set a hard edge. He didn't. And Hurst gets a touchdown as a result of it. But again, remember, they are running away from Mazi Smith. Why would you do that? Why would you keep running away like they're doing here from Mazi Smith? Now, these are plays that he's on the field. These are run plays, but you can see why they would do it because when you don't, this happens. And this entire game, this happened. Every time you ran in the middle of the field, you found Mazi. So that's 4 tackles, 3 assists in this game. Right now, they're triple teaming him, right? Boom. He does get pushed out of there on this play. But it took 3. And obviously everybody else is free to make the tackle because it took 3 to get him out of there. Here, wreaking havoc. This is just the type of stuff that we want to see. He's taking on the double team for those who say he can't. Throws one guy to the ground and throws the other guy right over top of him, right? But he's not strong at the point of attack, nor does he handle double teams well. And this is the Eagles' offensive line that he's manhandling this whole game. Now, did he get a sack? No. Did they get some yards like that? Like that's a 5-yard run. They didn't get more than 7 yards in the middle of the field while Mazi was over there. And then there's another tackle. So he has 4 assists now, 5 tackles. So that's nine plays, right? And then an assist on that. I gave him an assist on that sack too. So that sack was this 10th. So 10 plays out of 33 snaps he directly affected. The rest of them, obviously he's on the field. And when I say they ran outside or he helped out, meaning the other 13 snaps, either they threw the ball, they ran outside, or he just was in his position. So they did not choose to run the ball directly at him or do anything whatsoever between the tackles. Those are also decisions that are being made by the offensive coordinator, because if he had some sort of success in the middle of the field, obviously he would have took the opportunities to keep testing it, but he didn't. So Obviously, you can see what I'm talking about there. You can see what's going on when it comes to what Mozzie's able to do. I'm not going to go real long into it. Like I said, I just wanted to get on, do the Eagles game, and say what's up to y'all real quick. What's up, the young boy? Pretty strong. I mean, he's playing to the scheme. Or am I wrong? Yeah, he playing to the scheme. He's playing to the scheme last year. Now he got a new scheme, and this is the issue, man. When you got a guy who had three different defensive coordinators that asked him to do three different things, it does become problematic. And then you got a guy initially didn't even want you, so you're like an orphan, you know what I mean, or a foster kid, because Quinn didn't want him. Quinn told him to lose weight. Zimmer act like he didn't want him, but Zimmer actually played well for Zim. I think Zim would have got more out of him this year too. And now he's with Eberflus, who I do like a lot. However, he's going to have to play a little bit more upfield. But he showed me, and I showed you guys in the film yesterday. Let me see if I still got some of that. But I showed you in the film that we did yesterday. Hey, he definitely has no problem doing this. And I'll actually show you that, and then we'll jump off here. Let me see if I got that. Boom. These are I'm going to show you the type of plays that Eberflus would like him to be making for us. Let me see. All right, and I'll point them out as we get to them. All right, you guys see where Mozzie is in the middle of the field, right? All right. Plays like this. This is how this is more. So this is what Zim didn't want much of. Zim didn't want him penetrating, right? But Eberflus does. So these are the things that Eberflus would like Mozzie doing. But he's showing he definitely can do that. He just wasn't asked to do it very much. Okay, so getting upfield, splitting double teams, getting down there and just banging. That's what he's supposed to do. Like this right here, like getting upfield, making some noise, not trying to hold your blocks, but getting past them. He was doing a great job at that last season as well when he was asked to do it or cut free on a play and say, hey, you can now go after the ball. Whenever he got an opportunity to go straight after the ball, he did pretty good. Did pretty good. He said, "Hey, Koye, I love watching your live streams." Let me see what you said. Hey, Koye, I love watching your live streams, bro. We need more content. Even give us some boxing or something. Um, yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you, but it's hard to make content, man. Especially, and I'm not even being smart. I'm not trying to ask. I'm not asking for super chats or bread, but I'm talking about free, bro. And I say this because I'm an entrepreneur, so you know how much time spent is important, or where you spend your time is very important. So while you're trying to grow businesses, or while you're trying to raise a family, or have some sort of success, I can love this all I want. I love this more than anything other than maybe boxing and coaching. You know what I mean? But it don't pay my bills, and it ain't even close. So I definitely have to step away when I need to, and I don't like doing that, but I have to. So I wish I could make more content too. When I'm old, I'm on some Willie Nelson tip, just sitting back smoking weed, chilling. Oh yeah, that's all I'm gonna do when I'm old. I'm gonna just sit at my computer, you know, probably listening and we still them boys and do my thing. But until then, I got to get the paper. I gotta do what I gotta do, man. All right. But I will do as much as I can. I can tell you that. Let's just keep it close. They destroy. We'll be talking about October only. Week 1. The team need to be a confidence builder. Okay, you talking about the Eagles week 1. Gotcha. So these things, right? These types of plays. I just saw one. Watch this play. This is against Washington. Washington is no. That was against the Texans. But these are the type of plays I'm talking about. Get upfield. This is what Eberflus wants him to do all the time. So when he said he could do both, he can. That's it right there. That's what he wants him doing right there. Boom. He can do that. And if you have him in situations where he's not constantly trying to look for double teams, you can see how easy he gets rid of one person. Like every time Mozzie he singled up here. It's like he's not. It's like the guy not there. One person can't block Mazi Smith. So if you have him in situations where you're running at him and he's getting upfield penetration like that, and he's not looking for double teams, he's letting the linebackers get their work or do what they need to do on their own, which Eberflus likes. Eberflus wants active linebackers, so he wants you to get in there, shoot those gaps, and play downhill. So they don't ask Mozzie to do as much of that defensive holding. And as you can see, when he's not doing that last year, what is he doing when he's saying, hey, look, Mozzie, you cut loose. Go do your thing. Look at him. Look at him. Fast as fuck, too. So this guy is what you're going to see this season. All right. And I know it's gonna be OD. People like, look, I'm tired of seeing Mozzie on the thumbnail. I don't care, right? I'm putting it out there because when I'm quiet, because you guys turn me into the Mozzie attorney. When I'm quiet, I keep hearing tilted narratives against them. So I gotta say something because ain't nobody else saying it. So I gotta do it. Because if I don't do it, this just becomes his story. And it's not, it ain't cool. Boom. This is him playing exactly how you want him playing. Look at Leah Fowl on this play. Boom. He can play fast and downhill into the ball because of the things that Mozzie's doing in front of him. This is him the second game versus the Eagles. So we saw the first game earlier. This is him in the second game. Yeah, I mean, let me show you this real quick. Boom. Again, another good play upfield. These are the things that you're saying he can't do that Eberflus wants him to do. Not two gapping, not holding up defenders, but just slicing through them right there. Boom. See that? That's more what you'll see under Eberflus. And Mozzie is showing you clearly all of the, he don't have the speed or he can't get upfield or he can't get past guys. He obviously wasn't asked to get past guys. Right there, he was holding up a double team and still makes the play. We showed you that yesterday. So he obviously wasn't asked to get past these guys, right? But when he is, and now that he will be, you guys will see that. For those who missed the Eagles breakdown initially, for those who just joined in, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe button. And when I get off this live, make sure you rewatch because the Eagles footage is in the beginning of it. All right, I'm gonna play it right now, and then I'm gonna read while I'm playing it. I'm gonna read the comments, and then we go from there. Let me add this to stage. Move this one. Let me see if I get over here. Boom. All right, we're gonna play it again, but I'm not on this go round. You're not going to hear the play by play from me because I'm not gonna do it. Add the stage. Boom. We hit play over here. Yep. All right, there we go. There we go. Let me get these down. Cool. All right, what we got? He said, hit that like button. That's Mr. Megatwine. What's up, Brody? He hit me up earlier. That's my man. He be trying to rumble people. He said, man, I can't listen to no more people talking shit about you. Listen, whatever a little buddy saying on Twitter, if he wanted me to hear it, he would unblock me. I ain't blocking at all. I just said what I had to say. But he blocked me. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? If he wanted me to hear whatever he's saying back to me, he would unblock me. He obviously don't want me to hear it because he ain't saying it to me, but he is free to say whatever he want. They were more stout against Philly than most gave credit for. They were very stout against Philly. The things that happened against Philly were, like you see here, lose and contain. So when you lose contain against a running quarterback, they're going to gas you just like this right here. So they lost contain several times, and when they did, Hurts hurt them. But they were playing well against the run. Like Saquon didn't do shit in the middle of the field. As you see here, Mozzie is in his gap. He's squeezing the B gap right now. And if he now Hurts is trying to take off. There's nobody to stop him other than Mozzie. So if Mozzie is not doing his job here, there's no sack. Hurts cuts back in because of what Mozzie was doing there. Boom. So I gave him an assist for that. But as you can see through the film when you're looking at it, I don't got to really point out too much. I ain't got to do too much. They're either running away from him, and when they're running away from them, it's because they're not having any success inside, or they run at them and they get nowhere. That's all that happened in the Eagles game. Other than that, it would be like they would lose contain, and then Hurts would do something like this. Now you see Osa. No, why nobody cursing Osa? Osa getting 80 million. This is the second time he did that this game. Osa single-handedly in this game so far has accounted for about 40 yards. 40 yards on two broken contains for Hurts. So those two big runs by Hurts already, that was Osa. Here's another run by Hurts, but that's because he kept it because Mozzie blew this play up, and he's going to get about 1 yard on this one. And you can see the things up the middle, anything up the middle, even if Mozzie's not the one directly doing it, even though he directly disrupted the play, he don't have to make the tackle in the middle of the field. He's creating plays for everyone else in the middle, or he's making them himself like he does here, right? But when they ran in the middle of the field, and they tried several times, when they ran in the middle of the field, Mozzie, Osa, and those guys were really annoying, right? They were very annoying. There's another one right there. So you can see clearly what I'm talking about when I say Mozzie is not a bust by any means. If you calling him one, I know it's because you don't watch film. Here, this play right here is an A+ play. This is one of the one A+ plays he had in this game. He plays the jet sweep first. You see that? He's in that gap, right? Then he's gonna get back over the top and still make the tackle. This is you don't have to do that. He already did his job and then went and made and finished and made the play. Those are the things that good players do and great players do, and he's doing that. Here, all he's supposed to do is contain the backside and force Hurts back towards the blitz. You see, Hurts sees Mazi. Now, if Mazi's not there, let me go back. Well, I can't go back. But if Mazi wasn't there and Parsons wasn't there, he would have ran right to the left and kept going to the outside. You can see they run away from him to the outside, off tackles and counters to the outside. I'm only pointing Mazi out there because you can see, he keeps getting this label of being lazy or not loving football. But I see a 330-pound man constantly running to the football and trying to be the first one to it. Right there, made another tackle there. Like I said, everything that happened in the middle of the field. I don't think Saquon had more than 20 yards in the middle of the field at all. If you add up all of his yards. Well, while Mazi was on the field. I don't know what happened. I didn't look at the film from when Linval Joseph and those other guys were in there. But I know when Mazi was in there, he only accounted for maybe 20 yards in the middle of the field. He only gave up 20. So where is this bust and bum that we talking about? Now, we are giving up yards on the ground, but as you can see, none of that shit is happening towards Mazi at all. I mean, zero. It's not happening. Now, we're not mad at Parsons for this. I said this earlier. Nobody say nothing to Parsons about jumping inside and giving up the lane, but you can see how easy it was for them to run on the outsides on us all year. And this wasn't the first year that became a reality. So that kept happening to us. You know what I'm saying? So again, you're right, JWSB, film don't lie. But again, you can see the impact that he has. Right here, he gets pushed off the ball a little bit. He was violent, but it was a big mess. The linebacker stayed clean though to get to the ball, but it was a big mess in the middle of the field. He's gonna color his gap here. Boom, both him and Clark. I don't like Clark. Clark's supposed to shoot that. Clark is a pussyfoot. When I say pussyfoot, he hesitates. Look at him. He don't want it. He don't want no action. He don't want no action. A linebacker that don't want no action is not a linebacker. He's a commentator. Now, have you guys seen any runs in the middle of the field? Do you see them trying to run in the middle of the field? No. Where are the yards coming from? Where are the first downs coming from? Who do you see consistently on the first downs and the yards and the touchdowns? You don't see Mazi. You see number 6. You see number 11. You see 97. You see a lot of guys who are on the edges. You know what I'm saying? But you don't see Mazi, them running right at Mazi and getting anything. It's not happening. Right here, they would have ran at him, right? If he would have handed this ball to Saquon, Osam Mazi going to smack that. So he kept the ball, right? Clark gets knocked out of there. Boom. On the edges. Again, he runs off tackle, runs over J. Lou. Touchdown. You know what I mean? Jet sweep to the left. What the hell y'all want Mazi to do about these things? So again, don't think that because you see yards on the stat line that it happened between the tackles or that you need a defensive line. There's Mazi in the middle of the field, right? Boom. Close the gap and makes the tackle. Like, I don't see any flaws in this game, in this particular game at all. And I'm going to look at him game by game by game. Right now, he's holding up 3 guys. He's holding the first 2 himself. So they're not blocking him. The 2 are not blocking him. The 3rd guy moves him. Let me show you on this play. And this is a good lesson for this play right here. So when you look at this play, not this one, watch this play. All right, watch right here. Do you think Mazi is trying to disengage? Where do you see 51? 51 is trying to get to Vigil or to get to Clark, right? He's trying to get to the second level. He's climbing, right? Mazi's holding both those guys, the center and the guard. So the off guard here pushes Mazi in the back because he just said, fuck it, we're just going to peel you out of here. But what's happening is you got one man being blocked by 3. Do you see that? Now, Vigil 41 is supposed to scrape, meaning he's supposed to cut inside, not outside, because Mazi's obviously being pushed into this gap. So he's supposed to step to his left. He steps to his right anyway. Let me show you. Boom. But Mazi's being blocked by 3 guys. He's getting pushed out of there. He's going to get moved on this one. Boom. But Vigil gets pinned behind that. Vigil's supposed to slide to his left and be in this gap up the middle. Now, Morris is free. Wheat is free. Yeah, ain't nobody blocking those dudes. They ain't really blocking Ghosting either because look at where they all are. They all on Mazi pretty much. Look at that. Boop. That's the effect that he has when you're on the field. Now, if you go back to the college film, I don't see how people say I was wrong about what I was saying. I said that this would be the effect that he has in the game, and this is what we needed at the time. Now they talk like they want, a pass rusher. Now look at this. I said this earlier, and I'll say it again. Let's look at this slow. Okay. This is him taking on double team. Now, first, he's just grabbing these guys. He's holding them. Okay. They holding him too on this one because they're not trying to get to the second level. But once he realizes, hey, they're not trying to get to the second level, I'm just going to force my way through it. Watch him force his way through this play. I want you to see it. He's just going to force his way through. Right. So he's going to take two people and close the gap with them. Look, boom. He's taking them to the gap. So they're trying to get to the B gap. You see Clark behind him. Clark is supposed to shoot this some way or one way or another. Clark don't want no action. Watch this. Look at Clark. Clark don't want no action. Mazi took both his men and pushed them into the running back right now. So he's going to tackle the running back, even though he don't get credit for the tackle. He's going to tackle the back with these two guys. Watch this. Boop. Back is down. And now that the back is down, he took one guy down, right? And now he about to take his other guy over top of him. Boop. So he tackled the running back and two linemen on this play. Okay. But guess what we start talking about? Mazi can't take on double team. These are the things that, they don't really piss me off. It's just nutty that people saying this shit. But you can see no yards came to his side at all. There's another tackle. Okay. They didn't get shit. Look at this. Boom. Stands this guy up. Oh, that's the wrong play. Here we go. Next one. Look here. Boop. Double teamed. Fights through it. All right, he's off. That guy peels off and takes vigil. Mazi sees the back is still up. Just finishes him. Boom. Right here. You're going to finish him. Finish it. That's all. And that's all we really want. Like, there ain't much more that you want from the guy. So when you see that, like, I'm like, I don't understand. I never understood the crazy hate, but the bullshit criticism, we're not going to do too much more of that. We're not allowing it. So, as I said, we're going to keep receipts. Question to Koye, do you see Mazi playing similar to past or present? Who do you see Mazi playing similar to past or present? Players that Mazi plays like? Comparison. It's a good one. He remind me, not like his play, just the strength, that's the sheer power. And we had a guy that I liked who was like Mazi. And when I say like Mazi, he ain't a sack machine, but he was just a strong, mean motherfucker. And I liked him. His name was Leroy Glover, I think it was. I think Leroy Glover. Yeah, I think that's him. But I liked his game. I think Mazi plays a lot like that, like stout, strong, run stuffing type of guy. Just your lunch pail, dirty work guy. That's what Mazi has been. That's what he is. That's what I think. Peasy, man, why is everyone lying on Smith? they going crazy, bro. It's for real. I don't know why they don't like him. I don't know. He must have like fucked somebody's wife or something. I don't know. Hey, Okoye, do you think because the position most people don't truly understand one tech? Because from what I'm seeing, even if Chris Jones was in the teams was in the teams run on the edges, yeah, they don't understand. When they look at the stats, they just think that your defensive linemen suck. When they say, "Oh, you had 200 yards running against you," you can get yards like I just showed you. They can get yards off the edges all day long, and we've never really been a edge control type team. I've been screaming that for years. Even Parsons sucks on the edges. Like, that's why I said he should be a linebacker. He doesn't stop. So my argument has always been Parsons should be a linebacker, and not because Parsons sucks as a edge rusher. He's A+ as an edge rusher. He's probably B- as an edge run defender. He's okay versus the run from the edge, but not great. But he's A+ everywhere in the middle of the field, meaning down here run stopper. He's our best run support outside of people on outside of D-Law at that time. It would if you had D-Law and Micah and then another guy set in and ghosting on the field at the same time. Those three guys. And the two on the outside are setting the edge and forcing and funneling all the traffic back to the middle where Micah is, and he can't be blocked by a running back, a fullback, or any guards or centers. And he would like you're funneling the traffic to somebody who can't be blocked, and whether it's pass rushing or run stuffing. He can't be blocked. So that's why I said it. But and also because you watch the amount of damage he takes when he's getting chipped and scraped off the edge when he's trying to hold up against double teams, just setting the edge. You got the fastest guy, one of the fastest defenders in the NFL, setting the edge consistently when you have Micah Parsons out there. So that's where that argument came from. It was all football philosophy, not, you know, not just a dream and me thinking about Madden, right? But it is realistic to think about the fact that he hasn't played linebacker since Penn State. So maybe he sucks as a linebacker as far as between the ears now. Who knows? But to me, that's where he should have been, and that's where that argument was coming from. And I said that because we suck on the edges, and we sucked then on the edges, and we also sucked at linebacker then too. So we were like bleeding everywhere when it came to the run. Now we're just bleeding on the edges. So for those who are scared or feel concerned, I'm concerned that Mazi doesn't. I hope he doesn't get hurt because we don't have anybody behind him at one tech. But for those who are like concerned about his game, I'm not. I'm not. All right, but we're gonna keep going through uh, each game week by week and breaking down the film, man. And if I have time, I have clients moving in tomorrow. But if I have time, I'll do another one tomorrow. All right. But yeah, appreciate y'all joining in. Those who jumped in here, make sure y'all hit the like and subscribe button. Remember, I put the super chat join up there too. Hold on, y'all keep going in. Yeah, Leroy Glover. Y'all remember him? Leroy Glover was a dude. Basically, Mazi is a disruptor. His job is to clean the plate with O linemen and funnel things towards the backers. That was his job. Now his job is to get upfield, it seems, to make some noise. But he could do it either way. Like I said, I showed some film. I don't know if he was in here, King Reezy, but I'll put it up here. I showed some film before, just showing some of the other stuff he was doing, and I'm like, it really don't matter. You know what I mean? It don't matter what you ask him to do. I can clearly see that he can do it. So it's not like I'm not looking for anything other than this right here. Let me show you. These are the types of plays I need from Mazi Smith consistently. This Washington game. Let me see these plays here. I'm gonna start from here. Boom. These are the type of plays you want to see, especially Eberflus. So he's going to do less two gapping, less trying to hold his man, and more of this. But he looks better when he does this. It's just that Zimmer wanted him to do more of the, sacrificial lamb shit. But when he can do this type of stuff, he's going to get the stats that everybody's asking him to get, right? But I don't know why they're not paying attention to the film, because if you pay attention to the film, you can clearly see he's grabbing guys. They're not grabbing him. He's grabbing them. And the reason he's grabbing them is because he's told to. Right here, you know what I mean? These are the type of explosive plays that you'll see out of him, where he could play a little three tech and one tech. Like Mazi can do a little bit of everything, man. And he a mean SOB when he gets to the ball. But he got good acceleration. Look, he's taking his man straight with him to the ball. So what I see on film when I watch Mazi, I see a guy who plays downhill with reckless abandonment and who's mean as fuck. Right? That's what I see. And I need more of it, but that's what I see. That's what I see. Violent and getting to the ball, man. But yeah, appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Collier is out of here. Any more questions? Still want another one tech to rotate. Me too. Yeah. All right, y'all. Ghost.